Morning, 60s gang. This is your boy Doug, and it is August 31st, 2024, the last day of the month. I'm up early on a Saturday on the Labor Day weekend. Why? We've got a 60 gang member that wants me to come see them. Her name is, what's her name? I forgot her name. Sorry. Yeah, Yolanda. Yolanda has a Maytag dryer, and she said her clothes are not drying and dryer's not heating. She saw me on YouTube, and she joined 60K, and just for that she gets 10% off. So, Yolanda, here we come. We're headed to Douglasville, Georgia, and guess what, guys? I'm taking you with me. So, let's get it. How about that? Night drive. We got an hour. Ride. You're coming with me.
That goes to show like how useless women are. God damn. And I got some other views as well that might not be safe for YouTube, but I'll just end it there.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
When I started business first, and yeah, you can find criminal complaints, all that stuff. Yeah, I was on my real name because it's just so unique. And then obviously I ended up resigning from the government a few months later because we started to blow up, and I just stuck with the name. But I didn't like make that name purposely to like be like, oh, I'm screwed on my name. It's like, no, it's like worked for the government. I had a clearance at the time, like putting your real government name out there, especially when it's unique like mine.
Yeah.
Foolish endeavor. So.
Yeah, usually when people come up with a stage name, they got something that passed him high.
Yeah. Mine was just like Myron Gaines. So you guys come to the bodybuilding community, but the Mist, the Mist, right? Yeah. Like Myron My Gaines. So I was just like, that's funny. Let's fucking do that.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, how much did you make as an FBI agent?
So
boy, we giving away a Polaris ATV. It's a Sportsman 450. It's got a 500cc engine in it.
That's all kinds of CCs.
It's all kinds of CCs, and it's perfect for working on the farm, doing donuts in the field, or whatever you white people like to do. Just make sure you don't flip that bitch. Every dollar you spend gets you in it to win. And our 69 Charger General Lee, plus $10,000 in cash.
Go to officialhorsetwins.com. Get in it today.
Yeah.
No purchase necessary. Board where prohibited. See official rules for details.
Yeah.
Hey, Kamala's doing it. She's using quotes by Quavo, whatever his name is.
yeah, he was supposed to show up when we were catching pedophiles with Vitaly, and he didn't show up. They just took
Who's
the
that?
money and Quavo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was out with Vitaly. We were out in California, in LA, catching pedophiles, right? And because he does his streams doing that stuff. And I used to like do it when I was on the job, like going after pedophiles.
Right.
So, you know, it's like you know, it's my lane. So Quavo was supposed to come out and help out.
Okay.
And he didn't show up, dude. He like went to like 2 weed dispensaries and never showed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
Flake.
and he took
for that, or?
and they put a deposit down. Thankfully they were able to get the money back, but bro, like rappers are degenerates, man.
Yeah.
They're really like I I hate interviewing them. They're the worst. They always stink. They smell like weed. They fucking want to come in with their entire entourage and sit.
Right.
You sit down, try to do an interview with them. They're low IQ and retarded.
I got this story, man.
So
I think I
fucking
was
crazy, bro.
We was on the road doing comedy shows, and we was in Saks Fifth
Fairfax?
Avenue.
Okay.
Saks Fifth Avenue, right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we stayed in the shoe department, and all I smelled was weed. So I turned around, T.I. is standing right behind me.
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
And I looked
What
at
year
him
was
like,
this?
Man, this was
This is when we was in the fitness.
Oh,
about 2016, around that time.
Okay.
2016. And he had this whole entourage. The whole Saks Fifth Avenue smelled like weed.
Yeah. We smoked the weed before we even bumped into
Yeah,
him. I
bro.
said, man, who the hell is smoking all this weed?
bro.
There's T.I. and his entourage.
Dude, they're the worst. And like you interview like maybe older rappers from like the early
Yeah.
2000s, 90s, they're gonna be a bit higher IQ. You get a good interview. But like these new school rappers, man, these mumble rappers, SoundCloud guys,
Right.
idiots, bro.
Yeah.
Absolute idiots, man. Like they can't do an interview. Low IQ, limited vocabulary. They're always high or on some kind of drug. It's really pathetic. So I don't even like interviewing rappers, bro. Like I pretty much said I'm done. I'm not gonna do this shit no more.
Yeah.
Just bring in OnlyFans girls, huh?
Yeah, that's dude. I'd rather talk to them.
Entertaining. Right.
Yeah, like it's like goddamn, man. Because at least with them, it's like because this is the thing when we bring these girls in, right? Like there's always like, you know, one or two girls that like everyone remembers because they're being annoying as hell. Like a majority of the girls actually are like not morons. Like the girls that are the most quiet, they agree. They just don't want to say anything and be offensive.
Right.
You know, they don't like feminism. They think it's bullshit. They think it's a lie, etc. But like they don't want to say it on. You know, a lot of these girls have like regular jobs and shit, so they'll just be quiet. Like and then after the show, I just agree with you, but I didn't want to say.
Oh,
too
no
much.
shit.
Right? I didn't want to offend the girls. Yeah, all the time. All the time they say that. All the time, because dude, you know how women are, man. They're not confrontational.
Right.
They go with the flow.
Right.
You know, every revolution was been fought by men, not women. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Right. That's,
So, what do women do? Just make sandwiches and be quiet, man. That's the best thing.
They help you. Man, they help you get off though.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Help you bust them nuts.
Yeah.
hey,
Get them nuts tight.
But speaking of the DNC, man, which is going on right now, that clown show
you
over
went
there.
to the DNC?
No, I went to the RNC.
RNC.
DNC, I don't think they let conservative creators in there like that.
They sneaking in. Charlie Kirk went.
Charlie Kirk, well, yeah, but he probably pulled some strings. But like I was told that like they're not going to let a majority of conservative creators in. But it's funny because at the RNC we let the liberal weirdos in.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Young Turks had a whole booth and they were streaming the whole fucking time. And
Well,
a couple
don't
other
forget
people.
we're a threat against democracy. I understand
exactly.
why they won't let us come in.
Exactly.
We
You know?
want to shut that bitch down.
I watched the first 2 days and like the first day, man, like it's so crazy. Like they were just like really harping on abortion, right? And they had like these 3 girls in there. Did you guys watch the DNC?
No.
All right. So as you guys know, they're super pro-abortion, right? And the 3 girls that they came to talk about like abortion, like they were all like, oh, if I didn't do the abortion, like I would have died, or I was gonna miscarriage
I saw that
for
clip.
blood loss or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then one girl was like, I was assaulted. And in my head, I'm like, wait, hold on one second.
Statistically, that's impossible.
Yeah, like most of the time when girls get abortions, it's for being fucking sluts.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not because of what you guys are saying here, which that's reasonable. Like you're gonna die or you were sexually assaulted, for sure you should be able to get an abortion, right?
Yeah.
But in these situations, what they're describing, this is a minority of the case, and I love how like they push that to the forefront to like rationalize it. Then they went ahead and lied and said, "Oh yeah, Trump is like, you know, not allowing women to have
That's a lie.
pro-choice. They're not
Total
allowing
lie.
them to make choices
It's
about
up
their
to
own
15
body."
weeks or something like that.
And I was like, that's a fucking lie because, number one, it's not him. You want to talk about the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court didn't even make that decision because all they did was delegate it to the states.
Right.
So hey, you dumb bitch, go complain to your fucking governor. Go
Right.
complain to your, you know, local.
Right. Yeah.
Lawmakers. Don't complain about this from the presidential level. Like Trump did the smart thing.
Right.
He was, because I think the whole abortion issue is like a lose-lose. If
Right.
you're okay, well, women should have pro-choice. You know, by the, you know, traditional conservatives, the Christians, etc., the religious people, they're gonna say baby killer. But then if you know say I'm pro-life, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, oh, you're a misogynist. You don't let women have choice. Blah blah. So it's like he did the smart thing and said, you know what, man, fuck this shit. I'm passing it to the states.
Yeah.
So they
what's
lied
your
on him.
opinion on that?
On abortion, I think up to a certain period of time. In Florida, we have it up to 6 weeks. I think that's reasonable.
6 weeks.
I think 6 weeks is reasonable. But like in some places like New York or California,
Yeah.
damn near 8-9 months.
Yeah,
Like they could kill the kid. That's fucking unacceptable.
That's weird.
So, you know, I tend to be far right on most of my political views. But as far as like, that's the one thing that I'm like kind of like
I like
in
how
the
you
middle.
say that. I'm far right on most of my political views.
I am. You know, I don't think women should vote. You
Right.
know, I think there's 2 fucking
How about
genders.
her, man? She looks pretty intelligent, though.
Nah, she can't vote.
You ain't gonna let your girl vote.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't think women should be able to vote. Like, and the thing is, if they are allowed to vote, I think they should have certain. They need to have skin in the game, right?
Right.
So, like, as you guys are former military, like, we have to go into selective service, right? Like at 18 years old, or else you might go to jail, you might get a fine, etc. So I look at it like, look, you got to have some skin in the game. Either government service, military service, own some property, you do some kind of public service. Yeah, you got to do something like that where you have the ability to vote, because the problem is that we allow too many idiots to vote, right? Like men, we already get skin in the game once we're 18, so I think you should be able to vote, right? As a guy. Also, I don't think women should be in the military or in law enforcement, right? Especially in frontline positions.
Who gonna suck us off?
Huh?
Who's gonna suck us
Who's gonna
off?
suck us off in the squad car?
I gotta get sucked off, dude.
That's why.
Yeah, there should be in administrative positions.
Yeah, you know, I don't think gays should be allowed to get married. You know, I think, you know, if you guys want to go ahead and
You know what? You know how I feel about gays getting married? I mean, if they want to have the same rights as a marriage, I'm all about that, but don't call it marriage.
Yeah.
Because I think it's between a man and a woman.
you guys can have a civil union. You get all
exactly.
the same benefits. You guys could go ahead and deal with the divorce court just like the rest of us.
Right.
But the whole concept of giving them a marriage, which is a religious institution, is fucking ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, controversial take, but I do genuinely believe Obama, like, you know, formalizing it through legislation, allowing them to get married, that was where we fucked up and why we have the whole alphabet community now.
Yeah, we got
like the
men in
wildness.
women's restrooms, men competing against females.
It started there.
Yeah.
Like, if you actually trace it back, it started there because, like, I always say feminism is the tip of the tip of the spear, right? Like, that kind of starts the whole leftist movement. Because because feminism is like in the lead, and then you got the civil rights, and you got, you know, the alphabet rights, and everything follows feminism. So, so I think that was where we kind of messed up. So that's my take. They shouldn't be able to get married. You know, two genders. You know, I think, you know, anyone that identifies anything else needs to go to a mental institution.
Right.
And I got some other views as well that might not be safe for you too, but I'll just end it there.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I think women should have a right to get an abortion up to a certain time.
yeah.
well, I
think
say
it's
6 weeks. What do you say?
6 weeks, around 6 weeks, probably.
6 weeks is a long time. How you have unprotected sex and you go longer than 6 weeks before you get a birth control?
Yeah, women know when they miss the periods. Women should be like proactive when it comes to that.
You
6
got the
weeks
day
is
after
good,
pill. You can
you got that too.
Pull out too.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
though. 6 weeks is good.
Huh?
I don't think 6 weeks is good, but I don't like any states banning it because they use it against Republicans in elections. Look what they did in Arkansas. Look what they did in the state. I don't think it should be banned in any state.
I would argue it's the Democrats' strongest tool. Is abortion, and the whole thing too. So, like, watching the DNC right now and watching this whole Kamala campaign, like, it just proves how Democrats campaign. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors.
Right. They're
Not
good politicians.
They're good politicians, and the thing that they beat the Republicans on, they beat our asses on this, is they're better at marketing.
Right.
They're better at getting the young crowd. They're better at being cool. Like, look how they're campaigning now.
Yeah.
JD Vance is weird. You know, Trump is weird. Like, they have like
Lil Jon at the latest rally.
like they're able to, like, you know, who do we have? Fucking Kid Rock. What is it? 2002? The fuck is going on? I was there at
They
the
got
RNC
people
too.
twerking. And,
You know what I mean? She brought her first rally. She brings out Quavo. She brings on Meg Thee Stallion. She brings on relevant people. I guarantee Beyonce's endorsing her now. I wouldn't be surprised if Beyonce doesn't perform at the DNC.
I heard
Taylor Swift is going to endorse her in the future. I think what they're going to do is they're going to have her endorse in October. Like right before the election. So, like, Democrats are just better at marketing, right? And then also the other thing too that Kamala's team is doing fantastically is they're keeping her away from interviews, press conferences.
Same thing they did with Joe.
Exactly, right? And they're having her just do these rallies, bringing in cool people, etc. So, like, she's the cool candidate. Then they brought in this guy Waltz, who I would say, like,
he's actually a good speaker.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And he has he's a Caucasian white guy. He's a white guy, right?
Yeah.
Then he dresses like,
he's funny too.
yeah, and he dresses like a like a hillbilly every now and then. You know, wears the camo shit. So, like, he could go ahead and pull in these, like, you know, traditionally Republican voters. So, like, they're kind of covering all bases here. And then also Kamala's, like, fighting, like, for, oh yeah, we're gonna give you your reproductive rights, whatever. So she's won the women over.
Oh yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Even
Like,
though Trump and everybody want to push it up to 15 weeks when you can do it.
Yeah. But they're lying and saying that he's against that stuff.
Like,
It's so crazy. I'm looking at all these Kamala ads, right, about that same issue, right? And at the very bottom, in small fine print, they got up to 15 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, how disingenuous is that?
Yeah.
I was like,
it's all smoke and mirrors with the Democrats.
Yeah.
She still has not been able to like put out like real policy. She talked about this $25,000 for first-time home buyers, and
That's crazy, though.
What's
paying for that?
That's cap, bro. I'm a real estate investor. I already know what's going to happen, right? So I'm real heavy into residential, right? Got 21 properties. I already know if you do that, put it past this stupid ass shit. They're just gonna increase the price of the house.
Right.
Oh yeah. You're
More
using this.
people are gonna be in the
You're
market
using
to
this
buy
loan
for
or
the
this grant. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna up the price. $400K now it's $425.
So
Asshole.
she's talking about giving them 25,000.
Yeah, for them for first-time home buyers.
Inflation.
And who's gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
Like who's gonna pay for it?
We gonna pay for
the
it.
middle class pays for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's who ends up paying for it.
Oh, I ain't gonna pay for it.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna pay for it. I'm not gonna pay for it.
I got assets.
Yeah, exactly.
You got assets.
Yeah, we're not paying for it.
Oh, we got that.
Yeah.
You gonna make me rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they don't get it. Like it's the middle class that pays for the majority of the shit.
Yeah.
And then she's talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna go after the grocery stores that are trying to price gouge
Yeah,
or inflation
that's
or whatever.
stupid.
But the real problem, right? And this is where so many Americans are stupid, and we could talk about this. Is the higher food prices actually came from the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Like if you look at food prices prior to that conflict, they were significantly cheaper. But obviously Ukraine is like the breadbasket of Europe. So Russia comes in, that's going to create issues. And anytime there's conflict, it increases the price of everything because things are unstable. People don't know what's going on. Energy goes up. When energy goes up, then food goes up alongside it. It's like a domino effect. So my biggest thing, and I'd love to get your guys' take on this as well. What I'm voting for is foreign fucking policy. I think that's the most important thing that Americans need to vote for
That's what's going to affect us the most.
Yes, and it's the only thing that we don't have control over. So like, if a president comes in and you're a brokey, well, guess what? You're probably going to stay a brokey no matter who's in office. If you're a dummy, you're going to stay a dummy no matter who's in office, right? But the one thing that you really can't control is foreign policy, which then comes back and affects you because that's on our leaders, the president especially. Governors can't help you with this. Nobody. It's going to be the president and the vice president. So we're in the middle of a war right now with Ukraine and Russia, right? We're giving money to a losing
We were
fight.
buying gas from Russia, and then we stopped. That's why our gas prices went through.
Yeah.
When you raise the price of gas, everything else goes up.
Yep.
Yep. It's a saying out there: sanctions don't hurt rich people; it hurts the middle class.
It does
on both sides.
And so we sanction them, right? And obviously, and here's the thing: Russia's like won the. I would argue they've won the conflict. People might say, "No, they didn't. They didn't take over Ukraine."
I've
That
seen all
wasn't
these
their
stories
intention.
that Ukraine is still winning that battle.
They're such idiots,
Yeah.
and that's American propaganda to like continue to facilitate us spending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. But they control 20% of Ukraine. All of Eastern Ukraine is theirs now.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He wanted NATO to stop encroaching on Moscow. The areas that he took over are a bunch of ethnically Russian people.
Right.
So Crimea obviously is a tactical advantage for the Red Sea or whatever it may be. So it's like, dude, they've got what they needed.
Dude, I had Omni Liberal on here. I said, why do you think he's invading Russia? You know Omni Liberal.
Destiny, yeah.
Destiny. He came on. I said, why do you think he's
Dude, me and
invading
him and
Ukraine?
argue on everything.
That dude's so disingenuous. He's just lying.
I said, why do you think he's invading Ukraine? He said, because he's a maniac.
Yeah.
That's his argument. He's a man. Oh, he just wants to kill people. I said, come on, dude.
Yeah.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
We violated the Minsk agreements. And if you watch the Putin interview with Tucker Carlson, everyone tries to give Tucker Carlson a hard time about it. I think it was a great interview.
Yeah.
Because he outlines how the United States has lied to him forever. Like, he actually wanted to come in and join NATO and be an ally.
Right.
Since Clinton. But this is the thing. They don't want to bring Russia in because if you bring Russia in, there's no need for NATO to exist.
Right.
There's no need for the military-industrial complex. You need an enemy to substantiate
So
the
far we
arms
got
race.
Russia and China.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need an enemy to substantiate it. So
Yeah.
of course they don't want to work with Russia and they want to keep them in an adversarial role.
Right.
It justifies our military industrial complex, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, all these assholes.
Yeah.
So I would argue that is what contributed to a lot of the food price increases because gas and everything else you
Gas
said.
went up.
And then we lost the war. Like they said, oh, I'm going to take Kiev in 3 days, and look, 3 years later they didn't. Bro, they got what they needed. They're using the ruble on all of Eastern Europe. It's gone. Like Zelensky's just got to take that out. Then on top of that, we got in a conflict in fucking Israel. Iran might bomb these guys any day now, right? And a lot of Americans don't know this, but like literally a couple weeks ago, Israel, because so Netanyahu comes to the United States, right?
Yeah.
Addresses Congress, all this other shit. They clapped for him 51 fucking times. I counted it. 51 times, right? I was on stream watching it. And then he's like basically going in there, we need to have an alliance with the Arab countries, the Abraham Alliance, all this crap. And then he says, Iran's the enemy, whatever, just like he did back in 2002, 2003, right after 9/11 when we were justified invading Iraq, right?
Right.
And then he meets with Biden. He meets with Trump, and then he secretly meets with Kamala because Kamala didn't go and he did the speech.
Right.
Because she's a Democrat. She knows that a lot of people are pro-Palestine on the left, so she did it secretly, right?
Right.
So now after that, a week later, what ends up happening? they bomb Beirut, Lebanon. They kill one of the top guys in Hezbollah, right? Then they kill and assassinate a guy named Ismail Haniyeh, who was the head of Hamas political wing. Well, that was the guy that was responsible for negotiating with the fucking with IDF and the Israeli government for the hostages.
Really?
So you killed the hostage negotiator. You killed one of the top guys in Hezbollah, right? And then at the same day, I think the United States killed a high level guy for the IRGC in Iraq, if I'm not mistaken. So, and this was all within 24 hours. They killed these guys. So it's like, do you guys want to start a fucking world war in the fucking region? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And obviously for Iran, not only did they kill Ismail Haniyeh, who's the negotiator, they killed him in Tehran, Iran. He was there for a presidential inauguration because the former president had gotten killed in a helicopter crash. So this dude was there to see the inauguration, and they killed him on foreign soil of an adversary. So that's incredibly embarrassing to the Iranians. Right? So they're like,
they have to respond.
Now they have to respond, right? So they've shot a couple missiles and everything else like that, just like they did back in April. But it's like, why are we allowing Netanyahu to provoke and start a serious conflict in the Middle East? And this is why we need Trump in. Like, for all the dummies out there that don't understand foreign policy, you need a strong president in to reel in people like Netanyahu who are warmongers and want to go ahead and create issues, because Netanyahu knows if they get into a real conflict, the United States is going to help them. We already got 4,000 troops that went over to the Middle East to protect them right now. We're spending billions of dollars just keeping them in place to protect them from getting bombed.
Using our budget to fund them.
Yeah, and we did that. Why? Because he wanted to go ahead and assassinate 2 people in 24 hours of his adversaries in foreign countries. So it's like, bro, we don't want to get dragged into another war and have American troops die for you guys. So I think with Trump in, number one, he was never a supporter of NATO like that. So that's why I think he kept Russia at bay, why we didn't go to war. And then with Netanyahu, he's going to be able to, look, bro, you guys want U.S. support, etc. You guys got to fucking end this conflict. Do what you got to do, get it done. But we got to end this stuff. And you're not going to go ahead and provoke more wars. Under the Democrats, right? Because Kamala's in right now. Like, I don't know, people are so stupid. Like, okay, is the country good right now? No. Okay, who's running the country? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris? Okay. So if the country's not good right now, she's running it, why would you vote for her? Quavo? Fucking idiots. Stupid. She's in right now. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
These promises she's making, why ain't she doing it right now?
She's the number 2 in the United States as we fucking speak. And that's some other dummy. Well, Myron, you know that the vice president doesn't really do anything, bro. I think you're a smart guy, but this is bad and crass. Well, listen, dumbass. Last time I checked, Biden's not really fucking running the country. He's not.
He's definitely not on Twitter.
Not at all. He's not running shit. And people are wondering, like, well, how could you say that? Well, he's not running again. Why is he not running again? He's fucking dying. He's dying. Like,
some people think he's already dead.
People could say whatever they want to say about Laura Loomer. I got to give her a shout out. She's been reporting on this. He's had like a couple of emergencies when he was on Air Force One. So he's literally
out here in Vegas. Out here in Vegas too, right? He had monkey.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
he had COVID again.
So he was. They shut the whole thing down and had to get him out of here quickly. Yeah, you're right. Good point. That was right around the time Trump got shot at. So, and we could talk about that too. But like, so the guy's fucking dying, man. Like, he's a very ambitious guy. He's been in the government since the fucking 70s when he was a senator at 29. He wanted to run again. He even went on after the bad debate, like, so you got to get back up, and he's like, I'm going to run again. So the only reason I think that he would drop out like he did is that everyone pressured him, and we know that he doesn't have enough time, and he's dying. He's going to spend that time with his family. So, and I agree with her on that. I think that's on point, because it makes sense why he would drop out randomly and then she comes in. So, like, I think the foreign policy is the most important thing, because if we get into another war, you think food prices are bad now and inflation is bad now, it's going to get worse. And I remember when I vividly remember as a kid, when we were fighting in the Iraq War in 2003, like gas prices like $5-6 a gallon.
I remember that.
So it's like, war doesn't help. It only helps a small percentage of people. So I predict that there might be an Iranian response soon. I just hope it doesn't provoke. I just hope it doesn't hit them hard enough where it's like we end up with a war, because we already got people stationed over there right now to help with Netanyahu's dumbass.
I hope not, because if they do that, my crypto was going to zero. They messing with my gains.
They messing with my gains.
They're messing with everybody's gains, bro. Like, it's just wild to me how people are like, running around and saying, yeah, let's vote for Kamala, whatever. But it's like, and the other thing too that's interesting to me is like all these like Democrats, right? All these lefties, they were complaining about the Biden administration. They were like, when he lost that debate, they all flipped on him. You got fucking dudes crying on CNN. I forget the dude's name, the black dude.
The black guy was
saying, what I'm talking about, glasses?
Come on.
Yeah, I used to work for Biden. He's such a good guy. Yeah. This might be that.
What's his name?
Vance Jones.
Vance Jones.
There we go. He was crying and shit. So that's when you knew it was over. So like even super far left people were like, yeah, this wasn't good, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Donors started pulling money out, blah, blah, blah. Right. And then the other interesting thing is they're like, well, Kamala's even worse. Like, this isn't good. We need to bring somebody else new in. And then he opts out, and then she's the main candidate. Now they're all of a sudden, we're gonna, what the fuck is going on here?
Is it true that they had no choice but to choose her to keep all the money they had raised?
I think probably, because I don't.
That's what I was hearing. That's why they had to keep her. For
probably.
The money.
Oh, you know what? I think that, and then another reason, it will look really fucking bad to move her out the way.
Yeah, the black woman.
You losing the black vote.
Supposedly black woman.
Yeah. That would have looked real. Because what I've noticed with Democrats also that they're really good about is they play race politics fucking fantastically.
Yeah. They do.
They're able to garner the black vote without trying, right? They're able to garner like the minorities, etc. We're gonna fight for you.
Why didn't Trump choose a woman?
Tulsi Gabbard. That'd have been perfect. She left the Democrat Party. That'd have been the best pick. How do you feel about
JD Vance?
Yeah, JD Vance. I said TD Vance.
Yeah.
JD Vance.
You think about TD Jakes?
So with JD Vance, I see why he did it. It was for the tech connect, because obviously JD Vance is very cool with Peter Thiel and that whole Silicon Valley.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he's very close with them. I mean, Peter Thiel is his guy. That's who got him. That's who got him in as a senator, and off of Trump's endorsement and with Peter Thiel's like funding. So so like that so I saw why he did that, but I think a lot of Trump hardcore MAGA supporters don't like the pick because he was a never Trumper in 2016. He was like, I'm going to vote for Hillary. I'll never vote for Trump. Right. He's Hitler, blah, blah, blah. But that was 2016. 8 years later, you can obviously change your mind. I mean,
he probably said that to get the money from Thiel.
Yes. Yeah, because all these all these Silicon Valley guys were Democrats before.
Right.
But I think
a lot of the eyes are getting opened up.
They switched their minds up, and I think Israel also has to deal with that too, because they think that Trump is going to support Israel more than the left will, the Democrats will. The Democrats are going to support too, but they think at least Trump is going to give them the funding so they can get it done quicker, right? Because I mean, Muriel Madison's giving them $100 million.
Yeah.
So
how do you feel about that conflict in Israel? I always seen it as a genocide.
100% is a genocide. Like it's not even. It's crazy because like on Twitter, right? You see the kids getting bombed and the dead bodies and the heads blown off.
I saw a dude on Instagram carrying his kid with no head.
Dude. It's wild, right? And you can literally see it, right? We've pretty much shown now, like, there's no 40 beheaded babies in ovens, whatever, on October 7th. It was all a lie. A bunch of propaganda used to invade, right? Did people die that day? Of course. It was a terrible day. Right. But, no one wants to talk about the truth that actually the IDF killed a lot of the Israelis that day.
Right.
And they're like, what do you mean? Yeah, the Hannibal Directive is real. They reinstated it for that day. Yeah, it's been like,
but they still used it. I did my research. The original people that was originally there, they actually welcomed in the European Jews as refugees.
Yeah.
Those refugees actually turned out to be invaders, and they just took all that land.
Yeah.
And now they're killing all these people, pushing them.
Yeah, most of them are Ashkenazi, which, basically European, so they don't even have like DNA ties to the land. So, look, the only way around this is a two-state solution, right? Because let's be honest, the Israelis aren't going anywhere, and obviously that's the Palestinians' land. We need a two-state solution. The problem is this. Netanyahu doesn't want a two-state solution.
He doesn't.
He can go on Lex Friedman and lie all the fucking day, all day.
Trump said that he doesn't want it.
Yeah, he doesn't. And they caught him on video. He had like a secret meeting out in the West Bank or something like that. It was in Hebrew, but they translated it. He was saying, I've sabotaged, the peace agreements many times. I don't want a two-state solution, because he knows with a two-state solution that would require the Palestinians to have their own government, which means they have their own weapons. They have the ability to actually rebel. He doesn't want any of that. He wants it to always stay under Israeli rule, but the only way you're truly going to get peace is you're going to have to give them land. You're going to have to give them complete sovereignty. That means they have their own military, they have their own airports,
he's in control of those people.
That's crazy, man. He's bombing his own people.
Yeah.
After they was welcomed into that country as refugees.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Why do you think we're all far right for the most part, right? Except for abortion, and that's pretty much it.
That's only everything else we're far right on.
Yeah. So why
why do you think Republicans support Israel so much? Because in my feed, I follow a bunch of red people, right?
Yeah.
And they mock these people that like free Palestine. They mock them.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody thought they mock these people like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I
don't think they know what's going on. I think they know.
No, I think
They
they
can't
because
I what opened my eyes? I was like, why does these stupid Palestinians keep saying free Palestine? What these stupid people talking about?
Yeah.
And I started doing real. I said, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is crazy. So why do Republicans support that?
You know, I've said this before.
They're supposed to be pro-life.
They
They call
Let's go.
themselves pro-life.
That's facts.
And they're bombing. They have Israel bomb their own people after they was welcomed into their country as refugees.
Yeah. I think it's a combination of things, right? So number one, the American media never shows what's going on in Gaza. I've noticed this. I
Right.
watch, whether you look at Fox News or CNN, etc.
It's all lies.
They never show
Right.
any of the damage, any of the killed kids, nothing, and that's for obvious
Dude, I was
reasons.
looking at videos and like where the Palestinians live. It looked like it looked like something out of I Am Legend. I Am Legend. It looked
Yeah.
like apocalyptic. And then you see where the
destroyed.
Jewish people are living and
Destroyed.
how we're sending them billions of dollars. These people got their own defense, all because of us, and they're like just pushing the original people, the original residents of this land, like to the sea.
We give them
to the
so
sea.
much aid. They're number one, and to answer your question about the GOP, yeah, dude, they're cucks for Israel, and the reason why, and I would argue that.
Well, we'll be back with a Maytag Drive. It's your boy Doug, 60 Gang. Be back.